Hi guys, welcome back to Let's Talk Chickens. Today we're going to talk about chicken parasites.
So we look at how to check your bird over for mites and lice, how to figure out which ones you're dealing with, and how to treat your chickens.
First, of course, you check the crest. And what you want to do is part the feathers completely so that you're looking at the skin. We're making sure there's no creepy crawlies. You look at the base of the feathers. You're searching for lice eggs. And there's none there. Good girl. Now I also find here at the scruff of the neck can be where they gather. So I'll always check there as well. Nope, nothing there. They say check under the wings. I've never found anything under the wings. And then lastly, the vent is definitely somewhere needs to be checked. So lift up the tail. She's got a bit of dirt here, but that's okay. Have a look at the vent, see if you can see anything on the skin there. And then just below the vent, on their belly, that's where I find it the worst. And again, you've got to part the feathers and see the skin. Okay. Good girl. I'm sorry, doll. Check the scales. The scales are nice and flat. Now, feathered feet, they can be a little bumpy, but there's no scales. Hiya. You're back here again. Gorgeous, gorgeous girl.
Lice feed on dead skin, feathers, scabs, and if they find any blood they will feed on that too. They'll also gnaw away on host tissue, which will create abrasions, so keep an eye out for scabs and abrasions. Lice are very difficult to see because they are so fast. They scurry in under the feathers as you part them. If you do catch sight of one, they're like little tanned coloured grains of rice. But it's much more likely that you're going to see their eggs. They lay their eggs in clusters at the base of the feather shafts, often around the vent area and belly, around the head, or if you've got a bearded breed, they can lay their eggs in the beard. Just a quick word about Diatomoceous Earth. Unfortunately, it won't kill mites or lice. It may work as a deterrent, just like fire ash or any other dry powdery substance. But to be honest, if mites or lice are within a few feet of your chickens, there's nothing going to stop them getting to your chicken unless it's a product that's actually going to kill them, and Diatomaceous Earth will not. I had a bucket of Diatomaceous Earth which I had given up on. I hadn't been using it at all because I had found it didn't work. And I had a bucket of it left in my shed and the lid on it was loose. It was just left on top of it. It wasn't sealed. And I went to throw it out one day. I picked the lid up off of it and inside the tub of Diatomaceous Earth were red mites. Now I was battling red mites at the time, so they didn't just congregate there, but they were quite happily alive and well in the bucket of Diatomaceous Earth. So with lice, the first thing you're going to want to do is bath the chicken. I use a dog shampoo, flea and tick shampoo. It works fantastic. I will bathe the chicken every 5 days. And it takes about 3, maybe 4 lots of bathing. And then you're going to also have to tackle the eggs from the lice that are around the base of the feather shafts. And what I have found best for these is to smother them in coconut oil after each bath and then every day thereafter. And what you're wanting to do is soften them up so that you can take them off. You'll kind of get them off between your nails. It takes quite a bit of scraping. They stick like cement, but those eggs are going to keep hatching. So get off as many as you can. The bathing should take care of the rest. When you bathe the chicken, always towel dry it, and then if it's very warm outside, that will be enough. They'll be able to dry themselves off. But unless it's very warm outside, you should use a dryer. I use just an ordinary hair dryer. People use those blow dryers for horses even, or for dogs on their chickens. The permethrin based powder I use is Battle's louse powder and it kills lice, red mites and northern fowl mites. Also please be aware that permethrin is toxic to cats. When you are checking your chicken over and you come across mites in clusters, you are looking at northern fowl mites. Northern fowl mites live their entire lives on the chicken. They will congregate in clusters and can easily be seen because of their large numbers. The individual mites are tiny, but if you part the feathers on your chicken and watch closely, you'll see them moving. They are relentless and multiply rapidly. They feed by sucking the blood from your chicken, and if not treated, can be fatal. Having fed on your chicken, the adult female northern fowl mite lays her eggs within 2 days, laying just 2 to 5 eggs. And this doesn't seem like much, but what starts out small often ends up big. After just over 2 months, your chicken can be infested with over 20,000 northern fowl mites, losing 6% of its blood daily to feeding these mites. Particularly if you've got a large number of chickens, it's understandable that it's not possible to check them all over every 2 weeks. If this is the case, just do a spot check. Check the younger chickens and the older chickens, or any chicken that for any reason seems to be acting slightly abnormal. You know when one just catches your eye and there's a question mark over its head? That's a good one to check. Because northern fowl mites multiply so quickly, they can quickly compromise your chicken's health. Symptoms can include overpreening, feathers can appear tatty or dirty, you can find sludge, wet sludge at the base of the feathers, the chickens can become anemic so their faces and combs and wattles can be pale, they can be drinking excessively because the mites dehydrate them, there can be a severe loss of weight, their appetite can be up or down but they will still be losing weight, they can present with wry neck or be lame, there can be a drop in egg production. You can find that they are feather picking, and you will notice if they are feather picking due to mites, they will be eating the feathers that they pluck out because they are so nutrient deficient they are trying to make up for it. And they can be restless on the roost, so they may be jumping up or down off of the roost instead of just settling, or they can be bickering or fighting on the roost. To treat chickens for mites, the product I have found to be far superior is Exzolt. You can get Exzolt from your vet. A tiny amount per chicken is required. It goes in the drinking water twice, 7 days apart, and there is 0 egg withdrawal. I have heard many times Elector PSP is also excellent, although I have not been able to get it shipped to Ireland, so I cannot vouch for it. The first step in treating an infestation of northern fowl mites is the same as with the lice. A bath in dog shampoo, flea and tick. This gives the infested chicken much needed instant relief. Remember 20,000 mites drinking their blood. I'm using Exzolt. Once the chickens have clean bedding, I give them a nice booster meal consisting of scrambled egg, tinned fish in sunflower oil and peas. I will also add a good poultry tonic to their water for a couple of weeks to help build them back up and make sure that they have access to lots of greens. If Exzolt is not available, you can use drops of ivermectin, safe for poultry, but do check in your area because I do believe it's not licensed in some areas for poultry. I use ivermectin every 7 days. There is an egg withdrawal with ivermectin, so check with your vet. Some people also use Frontline, but this is used off-label, I believe, again on direction from your vet. I have found these products to work well, but not as good as Exzolt. I did find that I was having to repeat dose a lot. The dreaded red mites. Red mites can baffle poultry owners, both before and after identifying there's a problem. Red mites don't live on the chicken. Your flock can be presenting with a number of severe issues. It can be so overwhelming because you can be checking all your chickens and never see a parasite. But red mites live in the coop, hidden away during the day in any nooks or crannies, only coming out after dark to feed on the blood of your chickens. Again, they multiply rapidly and can so easily go unnoticed. They can cause devastation. Some of the common signs you could see if you've got a red mite infestation are stressed chickens. Your chickens can become anemic, so pale, combs, faces, wattles. There can be a rapid or sudden loss of weight. They can be overpreening. They can be feather picking and again eating the feathers. There can be a change in appetite, whether up or down. and they can be drinking excessively. If you're dealing with a heavy red mite infestation, the signs can be more severe, and you could have chickens with wry neck. They could be lame, sudden blindness, so they were fine one day, the next day they cannot see anything, and this I have found is irreversible. They can be gaping, so breathing with their mouths open, but no other signs of a respiratory disease. There can be a reluctance to enter the coop, particularly at roost time, but even for the hens to enter the nest box to lay their eggs. You could just find chickens dying for no other apparent reason. And I have also found that red mites can stop your rooster from crowing. So how then do you find out whether you're dealing with red mites or not? Well, red mites are going to live in the coop. They love timber or wood. They will live in the grain of the timber itself, or in any knots, or anywhere that one piece of timber joins another, such as the edge of the roost. So dismantle the roost, have a look at the ends. Red mites will leave a cigarette ash-like substance. This is their droppings, and it will build up anywhere that they have congregated at either end of the roost. Probably the easiest way to discover red mites is to go out to the coop 1 hour after your chickens roost. This is when the red mites will have come out to feed on your chickens. After feeding, the red mites will congregate underneath the roost, so right under where your chickens are. Just rub your hand along the underside of the roost, or use a piece of tissue, gloves if you wish. As you rub along the underside of the roosts, squashing the mites, the blood they have drank will be visible, and you will be able to see the red blotches on your hand or the tissue or whatever you use. Make sure you've got a really strong flash lamp with you, and also this is a good time to check the chickens because the mites can still be on them. You can easily see them crawling around their face, or again check the scruff of their necks. You can look under their wings here and around their vent and underneath their vent. We're going to go through now how to treat for red mites. Next up, we're going to go through parasite prevention measures. We're going to talk about scaly leg mites and how to treat those. I have tips and tricks from my own experience. There's lots of them at this stage. Oh, and I'd like to introduce you to someone. Well, two someones actually. Okay, let's dive back in. With red mites is where you really see the difference if you've got Exzolt. Because if you have Exzolt, you will dose the birds immediately after finding the red mites. Then 1 week later, redose the birds. It's a good opportunity then to give the coop a deep clean. So take the birds out, remove all the bedding, give it a spray down of bleach or whatever product you like to use to clean the coop, rebed it and add your birds back in. Now I do also add permethrin powder to the bedding here. If you don't have Exzolt, remove the birds from the coop, dose them immediately. So although the mites don't live on the bird, they will feed off of your bird at night, so you need to dose the bird so that when the mites feed off of them, the mites get it. Clean out the coop, every tiny last wrap of bedding. If you need to use a sweeping brush, do get everything out of that coop. Drench the coop in a strong bleach. When I say drench it, I mean drench it. What you're looking to do is literally soak any timber in there, because the mites will be right in the middle of the grain of the timber, so you're trying to get right through every piece of timber in your coop with a good strong bleach. Then let the coop dry out fully, powder the whole coop, rebed it and powder again. Then return your birds to the coop and the birds will have been dosed at this point. Again, you can use ivermectin, permethrin, spot on, whatever other product you have decided to use, but then you are going to have to repeat this whole process again, starting from where you remove the birds from the coop and do a deep clean. From there on, you're going to need to repeat this 7 days later, and then again a further 7 days later, and the chances are you're still going to find red mites in your coop. They are relentless and they are next to impossible to get rid of without Exzolt.
Hi girls, that's Mannie and that's Honey. We had to have the vet up with them yesterday because poor Honey hurt her foot and got an infection. We've very wet ground here. So that's why we've got all this stone here for them, because they need it. They need to be able to get onto the dry ground. And following the vet's direction yesterday, we extended their little paddock. Apart from that, once they've got their water and their food, they're happy enough. Guys, I'm going to share something with you here, and it's probably the most important thing you're ever going to hear about dealing with mites and lice, okay? This is the biggest mistake I have ever made with poultry. So at least you can learn from my mistake. And it's something that I don't hear other people saying. Perhaps they haven't made this mistake. Back in 2019, was having chickens with problems. Videos I've shown here of wry neck, lameness, the chicken I spoke about that went blind, all that was in 2019. This is why. This here is what we used as our compost pen. So we would clean out all our coop, bring all the compost down here to the pen. The pen was great because it's rodent proof. Nothing could get in there. Plenty of cats around here. We have dogs, goats, all that. So nothing could get in, which was great. And it would compost down and then we could use it for the garden. So everything was working perfectly. However, we had just done a big clean out of all the coops. It's a lot, over 50. Brought the bedding down, put it in the pen, and shortly after I realised I had a red mite infestation. So I had been checking the birds, no parasites on the birds, and I checked some of the coops at night and I found red mites. So I treated them as I had been doing previously when I would have a red mite infestation. I was rotating, like I would use ivermectin one time, I would use permethrin. I had permethrin spray, which is great if you could actually spray it directly onto the mites. Not that great for a coop unless you buy a large portion and drench your coop in it. Then I was using powder as well. That was also back when I discovered Diatomoceous Earth doesn't work. So then I couldn't get rid of the red mites. I was out here at night with torches checking around. Were they just so resistant to the products I was using? What I also discovered was, so this is the compost pen. There was a timber going from this corner over to this corner. It's the corner of the first coop into my whole yard of coop, and there were a trail of red mites every night along that. Now they didn't need that to get into my yard. They were going on the ground as well, but that's where I spotted them. Basically, I had given them a nice cozy home in the compost pen. They were thriving and they were filtering up through my yard the whole time. So we cleared out the compost pen. We used blow torches, sprays of all kinds, chemical and non-chemical. We used everything. We ended up having to get everything sent off to an agricultural waste site. It took me bulk of a year to get rid of those red mites. The whole time I was needing to treat poor chickens. That's when I also found that egg tuna peas mix to be so valuable. I learned a lot that year. I learned a lot about how to take care of ill chickens. Unfortunately, I lost chickens, and I learned a lot about mites as well. Something I don't mention to you guys, I'm an obsessive researcher. I don't have many interests, but the interests I do have, I'm quite a fanatic, and chickens is one of them. And then I've got to put it to practice as well and gotten to find out what does actually work and what doesn't work. But basically, what I would like you to take away from this, if you suspect in any way that you've got mites or lice, do not compost your bedding on or anywhere near your land, because you will not get rid of them. So resilient and build up a resistance to products really quickly. Another point I wanted to make is that I don't get paid for advertising any products in this video, in any of my videos. So be aware of that. People do get paid to advertise products, especially if they're doing a whole video about one product. When it comes to the health of my chickens, that's where I draw the line. Gotta just be true about it. All I'm giving you here is my experience, what has worked for me, what hasn't worked for me, and I hope you can take something away from it. Be very wary of what you're listening to on videos when people are getting paid for products.
That brings us to scaly leg mites. Scaly leg mites generally are the easier of the mites to treat if you catch them anyway early at all, and it does take quite a while for them to get bad, so hopefully you're catching them early. If you've come here and your chicken's legs are really bad with scaly leg mites, I'll get to that in a second. But if you're just seeing the starting signs of scaly leg mites, so this is where the scales are just slightly starting to lift on the leg, because the scaly leg mite burrows in under the scales on your chicken's leg, and they'll all start to lift, and the dirt in under builds up and up and up, and the legs keep getting worse. So if you're at that point where they're just starting to lift, Vaseline or petroleum jelly, it's the only thing you're going to need. You don't need anything more harsh. You don't need any chemicals of any sort. You don't need to dip the chicken in anything. It's going to sting the chicken, okay? They're going to be raw in under those scales. And I've heard of people dipping them in all sorts of things, kerosene, everything. Please don't. One of the ways a chicken shows it's in pain is by remaining quiet and not moving. So to us humans, it looks like it's not hurting them. It's hurting them, so please don't dip them in anything. You just need a bit of petroleum jelly. Smother it up under those scales, so up and down the legs and into the toes. Do this every day for 2 weeks. That's all it's going to take, 2 weeks, and your chicken will be fine. Now, if it's gotten to the stage where the toes or legs look in any way disfigured with the scaly leg mites, what's happening there is the scaly leg mite, it burrows in right into the tissue where there's a blood supply, so it gets right in there under those scales. If it's gone really bad, you're also going to need to treat them with ivermectin. Again, is a good one. And you'll get it just as a drop on, you know, for the backs of their necks, a couple of drops. You'll repeat dose in 10 days. Now you can also use the petroleum jelly, and you're coming at it from the inside and the outside, so best case scenario. However, if it's severe enough that it has caused any bleeding on their feet, it will be irritating for them, so they will peck at their feet. They can cause this themselves, the bleeding I mean. If it's at that stage, just use the ivermectin for 2 weeks. Perhaps a drop of iodine or two on the wounds, because you don't want to cover those wounds with the petroleum jelly. You're going to want to let the air out. You know, you can tell if the legs are really inflamed and oozing and there's an infection there, go ahead with your ivermectin. You're also going to want to get antibiotics from your vet. The life cycle of a scaly leg mite is 10 days. So again, in the 10 days, you repeat the ivermectin drops. So, tips and tricks for prevention. The biggest, most important thing you can do to prevent mites and lice is to check your chickens. Check them over every 2 weeks. That way they can't get a heavy infestation, because you're stepping in before that can happen. And also check the coop. Just even once a month, go out there with a strong flashlight and check the coop. Trust me, it's worth it. Besides that, I have definitely found that mites and lice both, they prefer wet bedding to dry bedding. They just find it more cumbersome, I think, to get through to the dry bedding. So try keep the bedding clean and dry. Do be aware that mites and lice, they'll infect chickens naturally. Going to go towards the chickens. This is their food. So no matter how well you keep your place, no matter how healthy your flock are, they can get lice and mites. They truly can. So don't feel it's a reflection on how you're keeping your chickens if you get an infestation. It's a natural occurrence. This is just going to happen. You own chickens, you're going to have to deal with this at some stage. And also, all the mites and lice we've spoken about today, they're species specific. It's only chickens that they feed on. So you don't need to worry about them feeding on you, or your loved ones, or your dogs, or your cats, or any other pet. It's just chickens they're going to feed on. They will, however, hitch a ride on all the aforementioned. You will find them crawling on you, particularly northern fowl mites, and it's horrible. Creepy crawlies, it's horrible, but they're just hitching a ride on you. They don't want to eat you. That's something that a lot of people don't understand. People can have allergies to, so I guess be aware of that, but they are host specific, so don't worry about them like infesting your house. When I say they'll hitch a ride with them, that's how they can come into your flock. They'll hitch a ride on wild birds, rodents, dogs, cats. So easy to get them. They'll even come in on strong prevailing wind. You have to deal with them if you have chickens. Don't think that it's a sign of what you're doing wrong. It's not. And that's also why I say the best, most important thing to do is check your chickens over every 2 weeks, because they can come in so easily on so many different ways that the only way you can make sure that you're not having a big problem with them is to keep checking and catch them. As soon as they come in, you stop them there, and that's the best way you can prevent them by far. I would love to hear your thoughts about this video in the comments. Have you had to deal with mites or not, if you're one of the lucky ones? Also, please give the video a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, feel free to go ahead and subscribe, ring the little bell so you'll get notified. That's it. Thanks very much for watching. Take care of yourselves, good luck, and I'll talk to you soon.